Hey guys, you're about to watch a real live coaching session with my client Heather, who needs my help to help her to get clear on who her ideal client and audience is today. All right, so this is session 2 for you, Heather, and we met last week and we created your first super goal for you with building your coaching business. And just to remind everyone what that is, I'm going to do a quick share screen and show everyone your super goal that we created. So if you guys didn't watch last week's episode, you totally need to go check it out. But okay, so this is the first super goal that Heather and I created together on our session. Is she wants to pinpoint her ideal audience and client, or AKA get clear on who they are. And so we came up with some weekly commitments that we'll go over here in just a moment to figure out if she was able to complete them or not, or what got in the way. So Heather, how I like to usually start out my coaching sessions is with a win to create a positive, abundant mindset for the session.
Mhm.
So what is the win that you want to celebrate together today?
I guess a win would be staying committed to my goals, the weekly goals that we set last week. And I think a good win would be that the main one is that I made sure to move my body every day in some way. And that was big for me because that's one that like I had to kind of make myself do. So
Mhm.
that was a win. I did that every day and it felt really nice.
Good. That's amazing that you were able to stick with that. And that's actually something I love to suggest to women who feel really, they want to exercise, but they don't want to be locked in or boxed into doing a certain type of exercise every day, myself included. So creating the flexible goal of moving your body every day, and it can be however you choose, makes it a lot easier to stick with that. And so you found that, it sounds like you found that that's worked really well for you as well.
Yeah, definitely. If I say I need to do 30 minutes of yoga each day, that feels like too much pressure right now.
Right.
So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that just
yeah,
doesn't work.
so allowing it to be any movement is what feels best to me. So then I want to do it. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna like, dance or just like stretch. Mostly this week I just stretched. So,
Yeah.
and that felt really good just to kind of feel my body out that way.
Good. Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
And so then it sounds like you were able to, I'm looking at your session prep form here, and, we did our
Mhm.
check in on Voxer today, and you were able to accomplish most of your goals. So doing daily meditation, moving your body, you did the diamond exercise. The one thing that you said you weren't able to accomplish was doing the market research with your audience. So do you want to tell me a little bit more about like what you felt got in the way of that goal?
Yeah. Well, actually, I did. After I left you that message, I got started on that because I was like, oh, yeah, I could probably, even though I'm not clear on my diamond insight, still I could at least ask some questions to my audience.
Oh, good.
So I went ahead and worked on that. But what got in the way before was my mindset that because I thought that doing the diamond insight exercise, I figured by the time I did that, I thought that I would be clear and I would have an idea of what that is. And then I can move on to market research because I would know what, the direction I'm going. But that wasn't the case. So then in my mind, I'm like, well, I can't do market research because I don't know what my diamond insight is still. I think I need to try it with another idea. And so that was what was the holdup there. But then after I left you a message, I kind of talked to myself about it, and I'm like, well, I can still ask some questions, and maybe that will help me get more clear, like to talk to women and see what they're needing right now. And so I made a post asking some questions about I just asked some questions about women who are dealing with chronic illness and what they're basically how they feel about their body and how they feel about their physical health. So like getting their relationship with their health and their relationship with being ill and seeing what that looks like. And then also I ask questions about how they process their emotions, basically, like what's their relationship to their emotions, because that seems to be really important to me, is working with the emotional aspect. So bringing that in. So yeah, so I'll
Well, good
see
job.
where I go from there. But
Yeah.
I guess I got that, I got something out there towards that.
Yeah, I'm glad you started to take action in that way. And just to give our viewers or remind them, last week you had told us about the diamond insight exercise. This is what another coach, it's an exercise that helps you to kind of figure out what your ideal client is, right?
Yeah, it's more like finding out what's your main focus idea, like what you embody, what's your message. It's like kind of like what's your focal message, like what you're empowered about and what you're there to share, and what, like, when people think of you, or whenever people think of this idea, this message, they'll think of you, that kind of thing. But it does like target who your audience will be as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the exercise.
So really you accomplished all your goals then from last week. You just were
Yeah.
finishing up the
Yeah.
market research one today. So congratulations on
Thank you.
starting with that. And let's go into your request for today.
Okay.
So you said, if I haven't gotten clear around my niche, I want to focus on clarity because I feel like I am unable to move forward until I know the women I'm here to serve. Success would look like for you to have complete clarity around the women I am ready to serve. Does that still feel good for you, for us to focus on today for you?
Yeah, I think it would be good to dig into that because I still am kind of not super sure. So
Yeah. And I love this request because this is something that holds a lot of coaches back. I think we talked about this last week, but we really want to try to figure out like everything we can about our ideal client, right? And I've seen a lot of different exercises that are like, what brand of underwear does she wear? How does she like her coffee? Does she have 5 children? Does she live in the suburbs? And like, it's really intense.
yeah.
And so we get so stuck on like, well, I have to know exactly who and what my ideal client is. And if I don't know, kind of what you're finding here, if I don't know these details, I can't move forward. I can't do anything in my business. And it really keeps us stuck. And I
Yeah.
like what one of my business coaches, Lacey Seitz, said, is that actually we don't need to know all that stuff right now. A lot of that stuff isn't even really that important. The most important thing is really to know what is the number one problem you solve. Because once you have clarity on that, it is so much easier to create offers and programs and services moving forward, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully, maybe by the end of today, we can help you to have more clarity around that. Is what is the number one problem that you help women with chronic illness to solve? How does that sound for you?
Yeah, that sounds good. I think that would be really helpful.
Okay, perfect. So based off the research that you've done today and, research and working with clients in the past, what kind of ideas do you have around, from what you've seen, what kind of ideas do you have around the problem that you do help to solve the most right now?
One big thing is a mindset shift. From personal experience going through health issues, one of my biggest things in the beginning was when you're going through the funnel of Western medicine and you're being diagnosed and you're being told that your body is basically faulty or broken, or you have this incurable illness. A lot of emotions come up about how you feel about yourself, and a lot of women feel powerless, or I felt powerless in the beginning because they're telling you that you can't shift this, you can't cure this. So for me, the biggest first step is shifting the mindset to seeing that actually that's not true, and we have a lot more control and power over our health than we realize. And there are holistic measures that really, really can help make a shift very quickly in a way that we feel, also the way that we relate to our body. And one of the biggest things is addressing your emotions. So yeah, I think that is one of the big things that I can help women with.
That's great. That's great. So what I heard you say is like helping to have a mindset shift because these women suffering with chronic disease are feeling powerless. Like there's, because right, the doctors in Western medicine are telling them that there's no cures, feeling hopeless, no control over their health. Um, and so what you want to do is you want to bring in these holistic measures that can help them to make a shift, have a whole new relationship with their chronic illness. And then a big part of that is going to be addressing the emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, and just being able to see the chronic illness for what it truly is, because putting a mirror up to that for them, because it's not what it really, like what most people think it is. So
Yeah. Oh, that's
there's a
interesting.
lot. Yeah, there's a lot in there that's
Yeah.
it's not really, yeah.
Right. Yeah. It sounds like it's not surface level. There's a lot of deep diving and digging to go of like, what is this chronic disease really teaching you at this time of your life? What lessons
Right.
are you going to be walking away with from this experience and all the stuff that us
Right.
coaches love to get our hands into, right?
Right. Right. And being able to, one of the things with the diamond insight exercise is you write out a sentence, and you start with most people, but I did most women because that's my audience. It says most women think or believe that, and then you fill in that part, and then you say, but the reality or truth is blank. So one of the sentences that I felt was pretty powerful was most women think or believe that their illness or disease is breaking them down, but the reality or truth is it's giving them an opportunity to break through. So a lot of times the illness is an opportunity, it's a message. It's like their body is really speaking to them and letting them know that they're not honoring their truth of who they are. And like, for me, it was not honoring my truth in my job. I was unhappy with my job. I was unhappy in my relationship.
Oh,
I
wow.
wasn't speaking up for who I, truly was, and what I believed in. And that manifested physically. So that's usually a lot of our emotions manifest, suppressed emotions can manifest physically. And so it's really a reflection and an opportunity. So, yeah, just kind of revealing that to them so that they can start to feel, wow, my friend is actually my body is actually my friend. So it's actually trying to help me. So, yeah, that's kind of the mindset shift as
That's
well.
crazy that a chronic illness can really be like a cover for these other things going on in your life, like you said, of
Yeah.
not a not a happy relationship or being unfulfilled in your job. Like that's crazy. Like I've never even thought to look at it that way. So how
Yeah.
powerful it is, right, to create that new relationship and
Right.
with chronic illness. So
Right.
Heather, I'm curious when because the reason you feel called to help this population of women is because you went through all of this yourself. So when you were struggling the most with your chronic illness, like what kept you up at night wishing and hoping that there was a solution?
My son. At the time I was pregnant during a lot of my health issues, and then I had my son, and then afterwards what kept me up was just this deep need to be here on this planet to raise my son, this deep desire to be the one to raise my son and not to, you know leave him. And so yeah, like through death, like
Mhm.
not die and leave my son here without a mother. So that was what kept me up at night. Like that's what drove me to dig and to research and to do all of the things that I needed to do personally and emotionally, and gather all the tools that I needed. So for me, it was just, I was absolutely determined, and I wasn't buying any of these limitations that others were trying to put on me. It wasn't an option for the path that they were trying to paint for me. That was not an option. So I was bound and determined to find my own path that led to me being here on this earth to raise my child.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So something that I just thought of, is it okay if I share this with you? This
yeah.
idea that came through is if we want to get even more focused and narrowed down, is you could focus on women with chronic disease that are moms, right?
Yeah.
because as we both know, being moms, that's already challenging enough. And then having a chronic illness on top of it and trying to take care and raise a family is like, oh my gosh, right? How do you even do that? How do you,
Yeah.
right? When your body is failing you, how do you take care of a baby? How do you take care of your children? So
Right.
that's kind of that's kind of a different perspective too. And you would still be doing all the things as well, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like even if you decided that, okay, I do want to get super focused and I want to help moms with chronic illness so that they can take care of themselves, so they can take care of their children, you're still going to be doing all of the methods that you talked about with working through their emotions and helping them have a different relationship with chronic illness and basically focusing on you so you can take care of others. So
Yeah, that feels really good, because that definitely feels like a niche for me to work with mothers, because it is a balance of how do I take care of myself and take care of my family, because that's a lot of what happens as a mother is we're caregivers to our not just to our children, but to our husbands, to our boyfriends, our friends, just everybody. We're natural nurturers. And so how do we not overgive to where we leave ourselves depleted and left with chronic illness? So yeah, it's definitely a balance of learning how to honor ourselves while also, like setting boundaries is the biggest thing. It's like learning how to set boundaries with your children, with your family, with yourself. So
yeah,
yeah, that definitely feels like a good focus to work with mothers, because I definitely relate.
I'm like getting head to toe chills right now. And that's like literally the universe saying like, yes, 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 focus on this.
Yeah.
Because if you think about, I mean, yes, chronic, being like, okay, I need help with my chronic illness, that's specific, but I feel like we could get even more specific. And so you could literally say, I help women, I help moms with chronic illness. I help moms who have chronic illness. I'm going to have to think about the words with this. Manage their chronic illness differently so they're able to raise their children, or right, able to
Yeah.
take care of their families. Like what mom wouldn't want to buy that program? Because like you said, that was the biggest motivation for you to create change, right? Kids are a huge
Right.
motivation for change in people's
Right.
lives. And that is literally what kept you alive, is like, I need to be able to take care of my son. I need to stay on this earth for my son. So that right
Right.
there, that is going to like hit so many people's heart chakras and be like, yeah,
Right.
I need to do something on this. I need to take care of myself because I have little ones depending on me. And Heather is going to be my person who's going to show me the way to get through this illness.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And they need a practical, easy, like path to that, because as a mother, you're very busy, you're juggling a lot, and you don't need to add more stress to your plate, because that's why you're in burnout already, which,
Right.
is what a lot of people with chronic illness, they've hit burnout. They're basically in that phase at that point. So so I've been able to streamline things to make them simple and easy, especially like food. Like I've taught myself how to cook and make really simple, easy vegan recipes. And even, for those who are not vegan, I've been paleo, I've been all the other things too. So I know how to streamline to where you can make meals that are full of nutrition, that serve your body best. And it's quick and easy. And it's not like, a giant list of ingredients. And yeah, just like teaching them how to use certain spices and everything to, yeah, just to bring in delicious flavor into your meal, so you're enjoying the food that you're eating and you're also taking care of your body. So that's also a
That's
specialty. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Like I'm just seeing your program start to unfold with all these different like lessons or modules, right? And one will be recipes, one will be emotional management, one will probably be exercises, meditations. Like you can really have this beautiful program with all these different holistic approaches to it. Like
Yeah.
I'm so freaking excited about it. I'm like, I want to join this program. I want to take
Yeah. Yeah. there's a lot that I definitely want to include in there. So yes, that's a good idea to put all of that in there. Because it's not just, it's a multitude of different areas, in your life. So the emotional component, the food, the, taking care of your body physically, and learning how to balance work, family, and your personal space. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the book In the Flow by Alyssa Vitti? Do you know anything about cycle syncing, or using your period and your menstrual cycle as a way to manage your life and your business?
I actually practice that a lot. I haven't read her stuff, but I usually, like, I allow my cycles, my ovulation cycle and menstrual cycle, to kind of create how I flow through the month. Okay. Because during ovulation I have more energy, so that's whenever I'm like kick ass and get stuff done, and like I'm super creative and everything's heightened, so I'm just like like doing all the things. And then during my menstrual cycle I chill, take it easy, listen to my body, and I don't push. So
yes.
Is that what her stuff is kind of about?
Yeah. So there's a couple different books and authors out there who all touch upon this, and I've read a few. I like hers the best, though. You should check it out, and it would just be interesting because, right, she has this book, she has this monthly membership program, she has all these other little 4-week programs, and they're very holistic, right? And she gives you all these different recipes, the best recipes to use when you're in this phase of your cycle, the best exercises to do when you're in this phase of your cycle, the best way to take care of yourself when you're in this. So I could see you doing something very similar to the way she has her set up. So it might just be interesting research to, check out her stuff.
I'll definitely look into her, because I actually have been wanting to make just like a Instagram and Facebook post about menstrual cycles, and just like how I operate with that, and just like sharing that with women about where your energy, what the difference in your energy during those cycles, and also with food, because right before your menstrual cycle, it's not good to have fats, like in the diet, because it really affects your hormones, and so there's like certain ways to eat. So it sounds like it's really right in where I'm at. So I'm gonna look into her.
Yeah. She even talks about in the beginning a lot of statistics with women having way more chronic illness than men do, and talking about like when you don't sync your life with your cycle, that it can lead to chronic illness. So this actually might be part of your work too. You might have a module or lesson about how to be more in flow with your menstrual cycle as well, and have that better relationship with your body. And that
definitely feels aligned. Because I've personally noticed the difference in pushing against it, and like whenever I was working before COVID happened, and I was working outside of the home, and I was just like pushing and going, and it's just like you can't stop for your cycle, you gotta show up to a job, and that just does not work for me. So
absolutely. And like you said, leading back to not listening to your body, leading to that burnout, which may have contributed to the chronic illness in some way, and it all comes back full circle. So okay, so you wanted to, let's see, I'm going to pull up your form here, I'm going to do a little check-in. So you wanted to have complete clarity about the women that you're ready to serve. So I wanted to check in. How are you feeling around that clarity right now with the number one problem you're meant to solve?
That feels really good. Focusing on moms with chronic illness, that definitely brought a ton of inspiration and ideas to the forefront for me that I've been wanting to share. And I haven't been sharing like specifically to moms, but there's so much that, like, once you said that, there's so much that unlocked and was like, oh my gosh, yes, I have so much to say about this. So that feels really good.
Good. Okay. Good. Yeah, I can tell like a shift in your energy. I can always like
Yeah.
tell when my clients are feeling good or not feeling good. So that feels very aligned with what you're saying. And yeah, just remember too, because we did narrow and focus your niche down even more. And for some people that can be a little like, oh my gosh, that's so narrow. But I mean, if you think about it, like what percentage of women in this world are either biological moms or have stepchildren, like a huge percentage,
Right.
right? So
It's a huge amount.
we're not limiting you in any way. We're just making you more hireable. And even if someone's not a mom, they're still going to follow your stuff if they have chronic illness,
Right.
because you're not going to be talking about kids and mom stuff all the time. You're going to be,
Right.
but you're just going to make your marketing really specific. So, right, you're the expert, and it just makes it so much easier for someone to say, oh my gosh, we need to go to Heather because, yeah, she focuses on moms with chronic illness and helps them with their families. And it's just going to
Yeah.
really help you to stand out.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that. That's exciting. So
And it's such
yeah,
a
thanks for
huge,
helping me with that.
of course, of course. And it's such a huge part of your story too. Like literally the minute you said, when I said like, what was keeping you up at night? And you're like, man, I'm trying to like stay alive for my son. I was like, oh, wow, this is the answer. This is
Yeah.
it right there.
Yeah.
So your story gave us such a big clue as to who it is that you are truly meant to serve on this earth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
agree.
Cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and put your action plan together since you feel complete for now. So, what
Okay.
is it that you want to commit to doing over the next week?
Um, I want to over the next week really dive more into the focus on moms and rework it with that diamond insight exercise. Now that I have more clarity with that,
So, redo the diamond exercise. Okay, what else?
um, and then I want to make. I want to record 3 videos this week for women, um, for moms that are suffering from chronic illness, or just like on the topic of things that will help support anyone who's going through chronic illness. So I just want to create 3 videos this week, geared towards that because they've been on my heart, and I just haven't. Every day I wake up and I'm like, I don't feel like doing it today. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. So I want to actually do it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great. And so these videos, where do you, I mean, I guess you don't technically have to share them, but eventually, what platform do you want to share these videos on?
Instagram and Facebook but I'll probably put it on my YouTube channel too. I might as well get that started. I don't think I've posted anything yet, but because I've been waiting for to figure out my audience first before I started those videos. This feels like it would be great to start on there. So
Amazing.
yeah.
Okay, I can't wait to watch those. And if you need any support or help with creating those, just message me on Voxer during the week, and I'm happy to help
Okay.
you troubleshoot with that. Anything
Okay.
else
Thank
that
you.
you want to commit to taking on this week?
Yeah, my partner and I are gonna start going back to the gym
Hmm.
starting tomorrow. So going to the gym to move my body.
Okay. And how many
Turn it
times
up a notch.
are you thinking about going to the gym?
Um, well, since we're starting on Tuesday, it'll be 4 times this week because I have my son the weekend, so we'll be
Okay.
busy with him.
Okay. Sounds good. So go to
So
the
yeah,
gym 4 times. Okay. Perfect. Anything else?
I think that's good for this week.
All right. And I'm going to add maybe like getting a sample or purchasing the In the Flow book as well. Is that okay to
Okay.
add that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Just to do.
Yeah, because that would be market research. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a good
Yep.
idea.
And you can write it off as an expense in your business.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, great. So we got redo the diamond exercise, record 3 videos, go to the gym 4 times, and then take a look at the In the Flow book. And then, is there any additional accountability you would like around those goals this week?
maybe just check in with me on Wednesday and see how I'm doing on the videos, just in case I need a little kick in the butt.
Okay. So you want me to ask about how things are going with the videos on Wednesday.
Yep.
Perfect. And then
That's good.
What was most useful for you from today's session?
I think just getting to talk it out with you about, trying to find, like, getting clarity on my ideal client. That was really, really helpful. Just kind of talking it out with you, and kind of feeding off each other there. That was really, really cool, because we were able to get there really quickly. So
I know, right? Isn't it
yeah.
crazy? It's so mind-blowing to me that like problems and issues that we can stay stuck on for weeks and months to years, you can do a 30-minute session with your coach and like gain the answer like that. Like it's just,
Right.
it's insane. And I think that's why I think coaching is the most amazing thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too, which is
Yep.
why I was so excited for this session, because I knew I just needed to talk it out, like, and it's going to come to me. Because it's not like I'm doing the exercise and everything, but like, I don't know, whenever you're getting reflection from another person, it just really, really helps open it up to even bigger than what you're thinking about. So
absolutely. And then what is one way that I can acknowledge you this evening?
You already acknowledged my hair earlier. That was nice. That felt good. I'd say just my openness.
Well, thank you for practicing and being open. And actually, I was reading through Instagram and my acupuncturist was talking about this book, and it was focusing on how we need to receive more. And we always think we need to help more, but her philosophy is we need to receive more in life. It's like when we're always saying, I want to help people, I want to help people. It's kind of like our ego is blocking us from receiving and learning and growing. And so the real way to help people, the real work, kind of what you're going to be working on with your clients, right? The real work is like receiving. So I kind of interpret that by being open is like another way of practicing receiving, which means that your business is going to greatly grow. Your clients are going to greatly benefit by you being open. So thank you. Thank you for practicing being open today.
Thank you. I really like that. That's a beautiful way to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Any work that you do on yourself is going to 100%, help your clients thrive as well. So thank you for doing this work today.
You're welcome.
All right, Heather. Well, I will check in on Wednesday with you on Boxer to see how the videos are going, and then otherwise we will meet next Monday for your next session.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
right.
Thank you so much, Krista.
Have a great night.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.